Welcome back to your daily pre-market brief for Thursday, June 18th. Last trading session recap. U.S. markets dropped sharply on Wednesday as investors digested the latest policy decision from the Federal Reserve. The central bank voted to maintain the federal funds rate target range at 3.5 to 3.75%. New Fed Chairman Kevin Warsh noted that while economic activity is expanding at a solid pace, inflation remains elevated due to supply shocks in sectors like energy. The cautious tone during his post-meeting comments weighed heavily on equities. Despite the broader market weakness, some artificial intelligence and clean energy stocks managed to buck the trend. The indices, commodities, and general market mood. The S&P 500 index fell 1.2% to close at 7,420. The Nasdaq Composite Index dropped 1.3% to finish at 26,022. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 1.0% to close at 51,493. Gold rose 0.6% to close at 4,359. Crude oil slid 2.1% to end at 77. Bitcoin fell 2.1% to close at 64,251. The 10-year Treasury Yield increased 0.8% to close at 4.46%. The Volatility Index jumped 12.4% to close at 18.44. These numbers reflect a definitive risk-off mood across Wall Street. The surge in the Volatility Index, paired with a climbing Treasury Yield, shows that investors are bracing for tighter financial conditions following the cautious remarks from the Federal Reserve. The drop in oil prices and crypto further underscores the defensive positioning taken by traders to end the day. Top 10 gainers and losers, filtering out the penny stocks trading under $5. Top 10% gainers. ICCM IceCure Medical Limited surged 200% to 6.4. The healthcare company spiked after a major development in its non-surgical tumor freezing technology. Cure Unicre NV soared 78% to 48.2. The biotech firm rallied on positive trial data for its gene therapy candidate. Allot Astronova Inc. climbed 70% to 28.4. The technology hardware manufacturer reported blowout quarterly earnings and raised its forward guidance. JLHL Julong Holding Limited gained 39% to 33.4. The consumer discretionary stock jumped on strong operational metrics and retail expansion news. VRM Vroom Inc. rose 36% to 10.7. The online auto retailer saw massive buying volume following restructuring updates that improved its margin outlook. MF International Limited advanced 29% to 7.9. The tech company gained traction as traders reacted to new software integration announcements. HQ Horizon Quantum Holdings Limited climbed 26% to 23.6. The tech firm rallied following the reveal of a new strategic artificial intelligence partnership. CLPT ClearPoint Neuro Inc. surged 26% to 16.8. The healthcare equipment maker soared after receiving critical regulatory clearance for its surgical navigation system. Brain Limited jumped 25% to 9.4. The agricultural technology company caught a strong bid as it expanded its robotic farming capabilities. RXT Rackspace Technology Inc. added 21% to 7.5. The cloud computing provider benefited from renewed optimism around data center demand. Top 10% losers. Lila Liberty Latin America Limited, Class A plunged 32% to 5.3. The telecommunications company crashed after missing revenue expectations and warning of subscriber churn. DGICB Donegal Group Inc. Class B tumbled 21% to 18.8. The insurance firm plummeted following an unexpected rise in claims costs and weaker underwriting margins. AGPU Axe Compute Inc. dropped 16% to 6.2. The healthcare technology stock retreated due to a broader sell-off in speculative growth equities following the Fed decision. Root Inc. fell 15% to 48.5. The finance and insurance company took a hit as investors locked in profits from its recent extended rally. Exozymes Inc. lost 15% to 6.3. The healthcare firm sank after announcing an unexpected delay in its lead clinical trial timeline. BNR Burning Rock Biotech Ltd slid 13% to 7.0. The cancer diagnostics company fell on softer-than-expected quarterly volume metrics. COE 51 Talk Online Education Group dropped 12% to 15.4. The real estate and education stock declined amid concerns over slowing user acquisition. RGC Regencell Bioscience Holdings Ltd shed 11% to 14.8. The healthcare firm pulled back as early-stage investors rotated out of the stock. CVNA Carvana Co. fell 10% to 62.9. The online car retailer retreated as higher borrowing costs weighed heavily on the consumer discretionary sector. Suja Life Inc. Esquire lost 10% to 9.0. The consumer staples company declined after reporting softer beverage sales data for the recent quarter. Next trading session preview. The next trading session is Thursday, June 18th. This will be the final trading day of the week because all U.S. stock exchanges and bond markets will be fully closed on Friday, June 19th, in observance of the Juneteenth National Independence Day holiday. Heading into the long weekend, investors will be closely watching a fresh batch of economic data Thursday morning. The main highlights are the initial jobless claims report and the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. The jobless claims data will offer a crucial read on the strength of the labor market, while the Philly Fed Index will provide vital insight into the health of the industrial sector. With the long weekend looming, we could see exaggerated market moves and lower overall trading volume as institutional players reposition their portfolios after the recent Federal Reserve meeting. Additionally, global markets will be digesting the latest interest rate decision from the Swiss National Bank, which could ripple through currency markets and impact multinational equities. Next session earnings schedule. On the corporate earnings front, Thursday morning brings a pair of major reports before the opening bell. First up is Kroger. Wall Street will be scrutinizing the grocer's margins and identical sales growth to gauge how resilient consumer spending is against persistent inflation. We also have IT consulting giant Accenture reporting. This will be a critical release as analysts look for updates on enterprise artificial intelligence adoption and broader corporate tech spending budgets, which often act as a leading indicator for the broader tech sector. That covers your market brief for today. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's pre-market briefing. Trade safe, manage your risk, and I'll see you in the next one.